What's up guys? This week Olight Store have sent me a Warrior X Turbo to review because of their upcoming flash sale. As of this moment right now when I've released this video, up until the 30th of July at midnight, you'll be able to pick up these three torches for a discounted price. So the Warrior X Turbo here you'll be able to get for 45% off. My current everyday carry torch, the M2R Pro, always have this on me in my pocket, can get for 40% off. And finally, the Olight Odin Turbo, you'll be able to get for 20% off. Check out those links down below to save some money. And outside of the sale period, the rest of the year round, you can use my discount code BRAD to save 11% and also support my channel. Now, I won't be discussing the M2R Pro today, but when reviewing the Warrior X Turbo, it's going to be completely impossible to ignore the fact that the newer technology of the Odin Turbo with its laser excited phosphor now exists. Both of these have the same maximum throw distance of up to 1 kilometer, and neither of these are really designed for close quarters, so a minimum distance of 50 meters at the closest is what I'd use these at. Indoors or at close ranges, both the Odin Turbo and Warrior X Turbo are fairly useless as the beam hotspot is far too small. Although the Warrior X Turbo, being a traditional LED, actually has some spill around the hotspot, which makes it slightly more useful up close than the Odin Turbo. Shining at this tree 50 meters away, the hotspot on both reach about the size of a human, so that's about the minimum distance you want to be using either of these. But again, the Warrior X Turbo has a nice wide spill around the hotspot, so you can see a lot more of what's out there. And finally, at the maximum distance I have here of 700 meters to the hill, both work completely fine. Although to my eye, the Odin Turbo seems to have a slight edge in brightness. And I think that's due to the Warrior X Turbo losing a little bit of its light to the spill. So now let's head back inside and discuss some of the other differences between the Warrior X Turbo and the Odin Turbo. The most obvious difference to me is simply the size. The Warrior X Turbo is larger because it's a more traditional LED, whereas the Odin Turbo is able to be smaller because it uses LEP technology. Another difference is what they come with out of the box. Both of these come with a magnetic charger, which simply clips onto the back of the torch to charge. The other end is terminated in USB, so you can charge it at home or in the field with a battery pack or in your car with a converter from your cigarette lighter. There's also a little LED that'll be red when it's still charging or green when it's fully charged. But every other accessory these come with varies greatly. With the Warrior X Turbo, you get a belt pouch. It simply sits in there and then the flap closes over the top. On the back, you've got a Velcro loop which you can wrap around your belt, and that is probably the best way to carry it considering how large it is. In addition to the carry pouch, the Warrior X Turbo also comes with a pocket clip. Not sure how useful that'll be considering how large of a torch this is, and it also comes with a hand rest for when you're holding the torch like this. The Odin Turbo, on the other hand, comes with a quick detach Picatinny mount, which has two different slots that it can go into, one on the side and one on the top, and you can also lock it in place by rotating that button there, which is the release, and now it can't pull out. It also comes with a remote pressure switch, which is magnetic just like the charger, but you can push it forward to lock it so that it can't pull off. The pressure switch itself simply friction fits onto Picatinny rail, and the remote pressure switch is actually also compatible with the Warrior X Turbo, and it also locks on the Warrior X Turbo. If you want to get one of these for the Warrior X Turbo though, it has to be bought separately. It doesn't come with it like the Odin does. If you want to use the Warrior X Turbo on a gun or a gel blaster or airsoft replica, something like that, you will have to get yourself a Picatinny mount for this torch as well. This is kind of annoying to install because you have to remove this tail cap, which is wider than the torch, remove the hand stop, remove the pocket clip, and then you can slide the Picatinny mount on, and then you can replace the tail cap. The Picatinny mount that I've just put on the Warrior X Turbo here is the EWM25 from Olight. They also make a longer version. This one here I use for my M2R Pro, but because of how wide the head of the Warrior X Turbo is, you'll probably want to use the L variant, which sticks out a little bit further and gives you clearance of the Picatinny rail. With the Odin Turbo though, whenever you want to remove this from your gun, say maybe you want to swap it around to different guns, simply push a button in and off it comes. Something else to keep in mind with these two torches is that the Warrior X Turbo, on its highest brightness setting, can only last for 6.5 minutes before dimming down. The Odin Turbo, on its maximum brightness setting, can last 30 minutes before dimming down. So the Odin Turbo can actually last quite a lot longer than the Warrior X Turbo can. I'm guessing this is sounding very one-sided against the Warrior X Turbo right now, but something else that the Olight store sent me is a red filter for the Warrior X Turbo. In case you're currently unaware, most night games or night milsims require you to have a red flashlight to preserve the natural night vision of human beings. There's currently no filters for the Olight Odins, so they're completely useless to me in a skirmish sense. The Warrior X Turbo here though, I could definitely use with this red filter applied. Overall though, I'd have to say the Warrior X Turbo seems to be geared more towards handheld use, with the optional extra of being able to mount it on a gun. The Odin Turbo on the other hand comes with a pressure switch, comes with a Picatinny mount, so this is designed specifically to be used as a gun light. It does a better job of it because of the more modern laser excited phosphor technology. The one benefit of the Warrior X Turbo that I see some people might choose it over the Odin is the extra spool light around the hotspot. Give you a little bit more situational awareness and be able to see stuff that you can't currently see with the Odin Turbo's hotspot. If you're not looking for a long range gun light though, the original Odin and the Odin Mini do a much better job up close. These will work from point blank ranges all the way up to about 100 meters is what I'd use them at. They won't reach 1 kilometer like these two torches, but for up close I would prefer these. Just wish there would be a red filter for the Odins. Then I'd switch to those. So in summary of what I'm currently actually using, the M2R Pro is my everyday carry torch, and the Warrior X Turbo, because it has a red filter, I can actually use at Gel Blaster skirmishes. The Odins I cannot use, they're pretty cool though, so I put them on blasters just for looks, but they're completely useless to me at the moment. If you want to pick up any of these though, check out that sale in the video description, and also year round you can save that 11% with the discount code BRAD. As always, thanks for watching guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video of these Olight products, and I'll see you on the next one.